2018, a crack YouTube unit was sent to social media prison by an algorithm for the crime they didn't commit. These producers promptly escaped from maximum security social media stockade to the internet underground. Today, still wanted by social media, they survive as producers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the Smash team.
Be back in 1 minute, folks. Be back in 1 minute. All right, I apologize for the wait. Tales of my absence have been vastly exaggerated. All right. Yeah, so talking about stuff that has nothing to do with space weather for a quick live stream here and demonstrating the Brave browser. Going to demonstrate how Chrome browser was causing my crashes. But before we do that, let's talk about Senator Sanders. Here's a quote from him several years ago regarding immigration. I will not wait for Congress to act. I will take executive action to accomplish what Congress has failed to do and build upon President Obama's executive orders. And when he says executive orders, what he's talking about is amnesty for illegal aliens. So now, speaking of socialism, let's talk about tariffs. They're stupid. If you think tariffs are smart because you're some kind of Trump sycophant, then I feel sorry for you. And I seriously recommend that you crack an Austrian economics book, because tariffs are not acceptable, especially in a condition where prices are set to go up regardless. So this is a huge issue, folks. I understand that perhaps Trump is using this as a bargaining tool, but the reliance on tariffs is a fundamental expression of lack of understanding of economics. Now let's look at markets here, as U.S. stock markets have been getting hit. So we're going to look at the S&P 500 over the past week. We're seeing a surge in cryptocurrency, and we're seeing a dip in U.S. equities. So we were warning about this for the last 2 months due to crop losses caused by historic snow and floods in the U.S. and the entire Northern Hemisphere, for that matter. So tech stocks are looking very jittery also. Let's look at the 1 week here. And also the Dow is, everything's pretty much on a similar chart here. We're going to look at some other technicals also. Here's the 5-day chart of the Dow. So you can see it's given back, it's gotten back most of its losses here. But so there's a significant spike in the volatility if you follow that stuff and or understand what I just said. So it looks like we see a bond sell-off here. Let's just look at the 10-year. Here's the 5-day on that. And so really, the US dollar looks strong despite this. And we are standing by to see what happens with this stimulus bill. We imagine that the Senate will block the bill, and that will be good for the US dollar, as the US doesn't have the $2.1 trillion to invest in infrastructure. Plus, that bill is going to be full of graft and pork. So actually, we do see the US index dropping a bit. And we are going to cover crypto in a minute here. Here's the US dollar. Here it is over 5 days. Also going to look at silver. So that's what you would expect with a strong dollar there. No uptick in the silver. So 52-week low is at $13.95 or so. And we're only at 1477. Let me see here. All right, I got another article here from, where's this one located? I'm gonna have to do a search for this one. I don't know how much around the web this one went. Okay, let's here, the Guardian, Boston Herald. Geez, who could have ever thought? Penis extensions don't work and can be risky, study says. Well, thanks for that science. I can't imagine how anything could possibly go wrong. Trying to just graft some tissue, just cut somebody's penis in half and just graft some tissue in there. I can't imagine what could possibly go wrong. Turns out it could be risky. So thanks for that science article. We'll leave links in the description. Next, we want to look at usdebtclock.org. Just let that run for a moment. And talk about tariffs a little bit more, as I believe these tariffs are a way to disguise the coming inflation as the fault of the Chinese. Because keep in mind, folks, a tariff is nothing more than a tax. When the government arbitrarily raises the price of certain imported goods, all that does is raise the price for you at Walmart. So Walmart spends a lot of money as the US's largest importer, importing stuff from China. So if you love those cheap Chinese Walmart deals, they're going to be going up in price at the same time that your food goes up in price. So don't take it out on the merchants when prices go up, because once again, you can blame the government. Now, I want to look at two more things here real quick before I come back for another stream for the space weather. First thing we're going to do is we're going to look at cryptocurrency for a moment. Not that this is a solution. This is just another piece in the puzzle nowadays. A speculative investment with nothing at all to back it up. We have seen a run on crypto. So there's Bitcoin. And this scale is year to date, it looks like. I guess you think I'd be able to change the time scale. Oh, here we go. Here's the 1 month chart of Bitcoin. So you see we've seen a massive precipitous rise here. In fact, let's look at the 1 year chart, as it's going to show the decline as well as the recent uptick. So there's Bitcoin. And there's Ethereum versus the US dollar for some reason. And I didn't intend to do that at all. Let's try again. Anyway, we have a similar chart here for Ethereum. And just keep in mind, you can earn Ethereum by getting a lot of views on mines.com. Okay. Here's the year to date on Ethereum. And here's the 1 year chart on Ethereum. So we do see an increase in volume and so on. So the market cap's currently at 20 billion on Ethereum. And the trade volume in the last trading day was $483 million. And the technicals on Bitcoin are trade volume of 1.8 billion and market cap of $129 billion. So the market cap of Bitcoin is around the level of a company like Verizon, I imagine. Maybe a little less than Verizon. So anyway, there's a lot of money invested in it, folks. And we do see a high trading volume. So when you see that big of an uptick on a high volume, it may be time to start buying the dips. Now, don't take this as investment advice, as I am not currently licensed to give any. Just mainly looking at data here. So, yeah, it's about time to close this thing out. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Stay tuned, because in about 10 minutes, we're going to go back live again with the space weather. And congratulations on a stream that didn't crash. Thanks for tuning in, Smash Team. May the economic winds be at your back and the atherosclerosis absent from your arteries.